So I think it's safe to say without a doubt that Chase is one of the most valuable and flexible travel partners in the credit card game. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly what you guys need to do to get your first Chase card, how you can better your chances, and also a step-by-step guide on what you guys can do to get that first Chase card. Now, if you guys don't know much about credit cards and you're wondering, so what's the whole deal about Chase cards and Chase points? Just understand this, Chase has some of the most rewarding points in the game. So if someone offered me a choice of having 1 million Chase Ultimate Reward points or having 1 million American Express membership reward points, I would frankly go with the Chase points. They're just a lot easier to use and you can actually get a ton of value from them. So if you're getting about 50,000 points, if you're getting 1 cent to 1 point, that's about $500 right there. But it's not uncommon to get a 2 to 3 to even 5 cent redemption with your points, and that will double, triple, or quintuple, pentuple. I don't even know what the you'll exponentially increase the value of your points, and that's where you can get a ton of value that's going to save you guys a lot of money, especially when you're looking to book travel plans. So I know a lot of people struggle with this, and a lot of people in our Facebook group tend to ask this question a lot. So hopefully I'm able to help some of you guys out if you're looking to get into your first Chase cards. So here's some things you guys need to know. On top of them being valuable, they're just one of the hardest issuers to get into in the beginning. So usually once you get your first Chase card, it's pretty easy after that. Usually after that, you get automatic approvals, but the tough part is just getting into the Chase ecosystem. So let's talk about some ways where you can better your chances and improve your odds of getting that first Chase card. So to start things out, there's usually 3 main factors that I try to break things down with. One, it's going to be your credit score. Number 2, it's going to be your length of your credit report or your history of your credit cards. And number 3 is going to be something called the 524 rule. So let's start with number 1 here. Before applying for a card like the Chase Freedom Card or any entry-level Chase card, you want to make sure that you have a good enough credit score. If you're someone who has a 580 or 600 credit score, that usually isn't going to cut it. But I have seen people inside of our Facebook group with a score of 650, with a score of 680 too, that have gotten approved for Chase cards. So one of the things you guys need to realize about Chase cards is the fact that this card is more geared towards beginners, and a lot of times they're actually sending out direct mail flyers to a lot of people who are struggling with credit cards. So there are going to be times when the credit card issuers want to get more people to sign up for their cards. So they're going to open those gates.
Get some done, but take from them everything.
It really depends on the circumstances, depends on the quarter and how much people are actually applying for the cards during that time of year. But usually you'll see some people getting accepted that normally shouldn't get accepted. So I would say even if you have a bad score, I wouldn't get totally deterred from actually applying for this card. But my number 1 rule is going to be the fact that you should always have a good score. You shouldn't carry any of your balances. And if you do have any type of credit card debt on your personal account, usually that is the reason why your personal score is pretty low. So before you guys look into more credit cards and try to get into this whole game, focus on paying off that credit card debt first before actually getting into the set of cards. Now, the second factor that I recommend you guys looking into is your length of history with your credit cards. Now, I know that if you're just getting into the credit card game, you have no prior history, you're a college student, and maybe you just started a new job, the chances of you getting a new credit card is pretty low with Chase, but like I said, this is going to be dependent on the time of year that you apply. So an example would be actually someone close to my life. So one of my close friends actually applied for the Chase Freedom Card. They had no prior cards before, but just getting out of college, she applied for her card and was able to get accepted without having any beginner card. I feel like those odds are pretty unlikely, but I have seen those chances go through as well too. So if you're someone who doesn't have a card or just doesn't really have a score, I wouldn't say risk it. Now, with that being said, I wouldn't really recommend applying for a card if you don't have any type of history. But for me personally, 3 months is the minimum mark. After that, 6 months is really the safe mark. And then 9 months, you're like 99.999% chance approved, as long as you're under the 524 rule like I'm about to mention now. So the 524 rule is a rule where you can only get 5 cards within 24 months if you guys want to get accepted for Chase cards. This means if I go out and I get a Giant credit card, a Costco credit card, a Best Buy credit card, and then I fill 2 more extra extra slots with maybe some other Macy or Old Navy random store cards, which I never recommend anyone to do. If I did that and I applied for a Chase card, I would automatically get denied, and the letter they would send me is going to be saying, oh, sorry, we can't approve you for this card because you've had way too many credit card inquiries. Now, that's the 524 rule. That's a rule that's still in place. There have been people saying that maybe that rule went away, but I really don't think that happened. I think a couple people just got very lucky. But from what I've known, the rule is still in place. So if you have applied for a bunch of cards within the last 24 months, I wouldn't apply. I would wait until that 24-month mark is over, and then you can apply for your Chase cards, knowing that the two other criteria that I mentioned with your credit score and your length of credit history is all met. Now, if you guys want to improve your chances, it's very simple. Simply just have a good score by paying off your credit card on time. And there's a lot of people that ask the question, oh, Brian, how can I get a really fast jump? I know I've been paying off my balances, but I'm still not seeing the credit score that I wish to see. If you're trying to see a huge jump, you just have to wait until the end of the month. Let the credit report actually report to those issuers, you know, the major issuers like Equifax, TransUnion, and maybe I should know the third one. It's right here. But understand it does take some time for your credit issuers to send off the report to those credit bureaus. So let that load. But if you really, really want to speed things up, what you guys can look into is something called piggybacking. Piggybacking is just as what it sounds like. It's like leeching onto someone's back, hopping on their shoulders, and doing that, you can actually improve your credit score. Now, the way this works is that if you know someone in your real life, say your dad or your grandfather has an 850 credit score, all you have to do is ask them to be added as an authorized user onto their account. They put in your social security number for that card. You never have to use that card. You can chop up that card like immediately, and basically all of their benefits, their length of credit history is going to fall down and trickle onto you. So if I got my grandfather's credit card, say he had an 850 score, and I got added as an authorized user to his account, then basically that 850 power is going to merge with mine. It's like fusion.
So stupid. Fusion.
Nobody's stronger than me.
That is a way you can actually accelerate a lot of these things. Now, once you have a good score and you have a good credit history length, it's pretty easy to get applied for the Chase Freedom Card. You don't have to be making that much money either. I've seen people who have been working a part-time job that actually have gotten accepted for the Chase Freedom or the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Those are the two cards I recommend you guys to start with. Now, if you guys have done everything I told you and you still want to improve your chances even more, what you guys can do is just start any type of relationship with Chase. What I like to do is open some type of checking account with them. They had this one checking account that got shut down. I think it didn't do too well. They're trying to cater it towards more like Gen Z and millennials with a lot of emojis. That got shut down real quick. So applying for things like that actually improves your chances. So guys, if you're trying to improve your odds, make sure you guys start any type of relationship with Chase. So if you feel like you can't even get accepted for their beginner tier cards, all you guys have to do is open some type of checking account with them. Most of their checking accounts are free. So that means as long as you have a minimum amount in that account, they're not going to charge you any monthly fees. And that's the only thing that I look into. So if you do open any checkings account though, make sure you guys look into promotions where if you deposit $1,500, they're going to give you $300 back. There is a Chase business checking account offer. I made a video on that a little while ago where I vlogged myself walking into the bank and opening one of the direct mail offers that I got, and I opened that account. So if you guys take steps like that, you guys build your relationship with Chase, you guys have a good, strong length of credit history, and if you can't do that naturally, just do authorized user, do a piggyback. And then on top of that, just make sure you pay off your credit card on time, and that'll increase your credit score. You will 100% be accepted into the Chase cards as long as you guys are under the 524 rule. Now, with that all being said, here's a step-by-step game plan that I recommend you guys to do. First of all, if you don't have any credit card, get some type of credit card. The best beginner first credit card that I recommend people to get is the Discover card. They have just crazy good benefits. They have something called cashback match. So the first year, all the cash back you get, they match it, they double it. If I get $1,000 worth of cash back from all the spending I do, they're gonna give me $2,000 at the end of the year. They have a really good refer a friend program. So if I'm in college right now and I have 5 buddies and none of them have credit credit cards, I could get $50 myself, and then I can give them $50 as well too. And you can just start this whole referral friend bonus going on with your community wherever you are. So in my opinion, Discover is the first card I would get. And what you guys want to do after that is just pay it off on time, pay it off in full. Make sure you guys build that relationship. And then on top of that, if you guys really want to have the icing on the cake, open that second checking account, build that relationship with Chase, and then apply for the Chase Freedom Card 2 to 3 months minimum. If you want to do it safe, like I said, 6 to 9 months, that's going to cut it. Now, say you guys do all the things that I mentioned in this video and you guys still don't get approved for whatever reason. Watch my video on how to get approved for any credit card. You guys, all you have to do is call the number right here. This is the reconsideration line. You call them, you talk to an actual human being that has the ability to get you accepted right on the spot. Talk to them, let them know your situation. Tell them you have a relationship with them. You're looking to get into the credit card game. You want Chase because American Express isn't that good. Always want to mention the competitors. That'll definitely help you guys out in the reconsideration process and also in the retention department as well too. Once you guys do those things, I can almost guarantee you will get accepted for any of the Chase cards. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you guys do get into the Chase cards, make sure you guys hit those welcome bonuses, get those points, rack them up, and then get the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then get the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Use the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal to get an extra 50% redemption on your points, and this is how you guys get a ton of value. Then look into Hyatt, where you guys can book incredible hotels for a decent amount. I really hope this is a straightforward video that could help you guys out. For any beginners trying to get into their first Chase card, I know how hard it was, especially for me. I was always very nervous if I could get accepted for my first Chase card. And what I realized is this: after you get your first Chase card, you guys need to understand this. Every card that you get with them after that initial first card is a lot easier to get accepted for. Most of the time, it's automatic approvals as long as you're under 524. So just get that initial card. The first card is the hardest to get, but once you get that, you're pretty much set. So if you guys are looking to get any of the Chase Freedom cards, or if you're interested in any no annual fee or any beginner cards, I have some affiliate links down below with creditcards.com. If you guys use those links, I do get a small commission, and it does really support the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the continued support, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Like the video, smash the subscribe button. Peace.